is Giles McPherson, and I'm the owner of Homestead Holiday Property Management Company. I also work for KW Pro, Keller Williams Realty, and in this video, I'm going to be explaining in a nutshell how to buy property in Portugal.
So you're thinking of buying property and already starting to see what's available on the market. First thing you need to know is that in order to buy property, there are 2 mandatory steps, followed by another 5 steps. The first thing you need to do is get a NIF number, which is the tax number. And then you have to go and open a local Portuguese bank account in your name. Before opening a bank account with any bank, if you're already working with a good real estate agent, they should have recommended and put you in touch with a bank broker. A bank broker will save you time directly having to physically go into one branch, and instead they'll reach out to multiple banks on your behalf. They'll then present you with a spreadsheet which will compare all the different bank loan details for you to choose which is the best for your personal situation. A banker will require information to your financial life. What contributes to your financial life, you ask? Good question. These are documents such as bank statements, salary slips, tax certificates, and passport details. Now that your loan has been approved and you know what price range you can afford, the fun part begins. When searching for properties, you can use various platforms and search engines such as Idealista, OLX, Facebook groups, and real estate agencies such as Keller Williams. The most popular platform that is used to buy and sell property in Portugal is Idealista. When working with an agent, the more information you can provide them, the more accurate they can be in their search. Things like property type, location, budget, and other specific requirements are important for an agent to know. So you find a property you like, you make an offer, and your offer is accepted. Congratulations! Now at this point, some buyers like to get a surveyor to do an assessment on the property. This is not a mandatory step in buying property in Portugal, so if you want to do this, it will have to be an expense you have to pay for. The next step is getting a bank valuation done. Don't let any agent rush you into signing a CPCV before the valuation is done. Why, you ask? That's an important question. Because if you've been entitled and granted an 80% loan approval on a €100,000 property and the bank values it at €80,000, you are responsible and accountable for paying the difference. Don't worry though, bank valuations tend to come back lower often, and you can always get a re-evaluation. Now we move on to the most important part of the property purchase process. This is called the CPCV, also known as the promissory contract. What you can find in this contract is the seller's details, the buyer's details, the property details, how many days until the escritura, which is the deed, and other information that both you and the seller agree to. Another reason why the CPCV is so important is this is when there's money at stake. You have to put a deposit down, which is normally 10%, but is not unheard of to be higher percentage if you want to make your offer more attractive. Once the CPCV is signed and the buyer decides to back out, the seller is entitled to keep the 10% deposit that was originally made. If the seller backs out, then they have to reimburse the buyer double what they received. This is to create security for the property transaction for both sides of the party. The final act of the sale is signing the escritura. This is when the property is transferred from the seller to the buyer. The buyer will be accountable to pay the IMT tax, the stamp duty, and the notary fees. Congratulations, you are now a proud property owner in Portugal.
If you would like a more detailed explanation on how to buy property in Portugal, or if you are actively looking to buy property in Portugal, please don't hesitate to contact me.